Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Willow stands up to Sonny and Carly, plus, Felicia recalls a key detail about Dex's murder, but it may be too late for Michael. Today on General Hospital, Sasha is devastated to learn what happened to Michael. Drew advises Willow on how to battle Carly for custody of her children, and Cyrus overhears Michael in the hospital with third-degree burns. In his hospital room, Jason informs Michael that his entire family is there for him. Michael gasps in pain before opening his eyes. Portia enters and asks Jason to go aside so she may provide pain medication. Outside Michael's room, Portia informs Jason that Michael is in shock and is already on the highest dose of morphine. Because of the discomfort, that cannot keep him conscious for long, and he will most likely be deeply drugged and asleep for the next few days. For the time being, she believes it is the best option. In the chapel, Drew informs Carly that Michael is in the burn unit because of her. He was collateral damage for Sonny, and she introduced him into his life. How could she allow this to happen again? She cannot believe he is saying this to her while Michael is in anguish. Drew admits she understands his point of view, that Sonny has previously put him in danger. He claims that removing Michael away from AJ was motivated by her desires rather than Michael's best interests. Carly warns Drew not to preach to her after he had sex with Willow in their children's nursery. Drew informs her that what he and Willow share is more genuine than what they had. Carly claims it doesn't bother her since she sees him for who he is today and believes he did her a favor by dumping her. He walks away, saying that he is also happier away from her. Joss accuses Willow of following a pattern in which she falls in love with every man who saves her before moving on to the next hero. Willow states that no matter what happens, she will always adore Michael. Joss calls her skeevy since she had sex with Drew in the nursery. Nina enters and instructs Joss to leave her daughter alone. Joss claims everything she told to Willow was true. Nina tells Joss that she is just like her mother, and Joss adds she can say the same for Willow. Joss claims that the two of them despise being called out on their nonsense and are simply a bunch of lying liars. On the roof, Sonny requests assistance from Morgan. He is concerned about Michael and requests that he watch for his brother. Isaiah walks away, and Sonny says he comes up here to think occasionally. Isaiah gets it. Sonny thanks Isaiah for everything he did for Michael and inquires about his chances of recovery. Isaiah tells that Michael's burns are severe, and GH is doing everything they can. He is concerned about how this stress is hurting Sonny's health, as he is responsible for himself. Sonny believes that love for your children may help you get through anything. Alexis encounters Rick in the Port Charles Grill. Cyrus works as a busboy in the background. Alexis remarks that her bad day has become worse, and Rick can feel free to leave. He can't because he's meeting a client and being brought to his table. Rick meets with Ava, who explains that she is not poor and that the gallery is profitable, but she has recently purchased a new building to expand it. If she does not receive that payment, she must sell the new building. Rick informs her that, unfortunately, the Cassadines have determined that her settlement belongs to them, and she will only receive a dime if Alexis decides to give it to her. Given their past, he doubts Alexis will offer her the money. Ava claims Rick is an excellent lawyer, so there must be something he can do for her. Alexis meets Diane for lunch and discusses Michael's situation. Alexis says he has to get through this because he has always been so nice to her daughters, and she can't face the thought of what his death would do to Christina. Cyrus remains in the background, listening in. Martin arrives as Cyrus summons him for assistance. Cyrus reveals that General Hospital is attempting to limit him access to patients, and he seeks Martin's assistance. Martin claims there are other areas where he can accomplish his lord's work. Diane interrupts to speak with Martin about the Corinthos case. Cyrus leaves them to their work. Diane needs Martin's response to her divorce papers, but Martin says she'll have to wait after yesterday night's events. Diane suggests he persuade Willow to start compromising, but Martin says he wants to get back to his brother. He glances around, and Cyrus is gone. Rick sits down with Alexis and tells her that Ava deserves the money, and she knows it. Alexis claims that money is not hers to give away. Rick believes Ace would never miss that much money, and if it were anyone other than Ava, she would help them. Alexis wants him to leave since staring at him causes her to lose her appetite. Lucy brings Jens to Bobby's diner for a traditional Port Charles lunch. Jens is intrigued when she explains that it was named after the late Bobby Spencer. They sit down for lunch, and Lucy tells him about the Spencer family and who is a part. She shifts the subject and inquires about himself. Jens is unsure about what she should know about him. She inquires as to if there are any former Mrs. Sidwells in the area, as well as what she should know about their most recent occupant. Jens claims his previous love took advantage of him financially, but he appreciates her assistance in adjusting to his new surroundings. She says if he needs to know anything, he should just ask. Brennan meets with Colette in his office and expresses concern that the WSB may be to fault for Michael's hospitalization due to the fire. The weapon that blew up Sonny's flat was built by WSB Tech years ago and is highly classified. They need to figure out who wanted to kill Sonny and who had access to the weapon. Colette inquires whether the satellite footage he wanted had anything to do with this. He says it's a separate project. Brennan says he did it for Joss, and he now knows who stabbed Dex. Colette claims he cannot utilize top-secret footage to solve a civilian case. He knows, but he can provide a trail of breadcrumbs for Joss to follow. Maxie, Sasha, and Felicia gather for lunch at the Metro Grill. Felicia discusses how difficult her job may be on certain days, and how difficult it is to leave work behind, as was the case with Michael. Sasha wonders what happened to Michael. Felicia fills her in, and Sasha rushes off to meet Michael. Maxie tells her mother how dreadful this is, that Jason must be losing his mind. Felicia hopes Sasha is okay, as she appeared anxious after hearing the news. Maxie agrees and believes it is the pregnant hormones. Felicia says her profession has given her a fresh perspective on things, and she understands that many people nearing the end regret not telling those they care about how much they love them. Felicia wants her to know how much she adores her. Maxie knows, and she adores her mother. Back at the hospital, Jason discovers Sasha crying outside Michael's room. Sasha asks what occurred and if Michael will be well. Jason claims they don't know yet. Sasha claims she and Michael never had a real breakup, and her love for him has always existed. She claims Michael has always supported her and that he is a wonderful person. He does not deserve this. Back in the chapel, Carly prays for Michael's recovery. Sonny joins her and tells her that Michael awoke briefly but had to be medicated again. Carly wonders how this happened. Sonny doesn't know any more than he did yesterday night, but someone is after him. Carly cries because Drew blames her for bringing Michael into his life. Sonny claims Drew has no right to judge, and she did what was best for Michael at the time. Sonny understands how she feels, as he is supposed to shield Michael from this. Sonny observes that they are simply torturing themselves by reflecting on their previous decisions. Sonny claims that despite their missteps, they have always done right by their children, who are amazing. Carly insists that they must work together since Michael will be their strength. Sonny informs her that they will face this as a family. Willow expresses her gratitude to Nina for defending her. Willow hoped that the tragedy would bring them closer, but Nina warns that it won't work because Carly had Diane take custody of her children. Willow asks how. Drew steps out of the elevator, and Willow rushes into his arms. She begs him to help her since they have taken her children. Willow, Drew, and Nina go into a private room to chat. Nina tells Willow about the court order Diane presented. Drew feels this is Carly seeking vengeance. Drew offers to call in favors, and Nina insists on an instant court date. Drew thinks they'll certainly get one next week, but Willow tears because she can't leave her children for a week. Nina claims they can't ignore the court order because it won't help her case, thus there is no remedy at this time. Drew thinks there might be. He points out that Willow and Michael are still legally married, and she serves as Michael's healthcare proxy. Nina inquires if he is contemplating using the proxy as a negotiating chip. Drew is, as she may deny Sonny and Carly access to Michael. Willow would never do this to Michael. Drew says she's up against Sonny and Carly, not Michael, and this could be her only leverage. Brennan bumps into Joss in the hallway and asks how Michael is doing. She gives him a brief update and mentions that she needs to get some air. Brennan informs her, before she leaves, that he has information on Dex's stabbing. He claims he requested a favor from the PCPD and obtained the witness list for who was in Rice Plaza during the incident, which he gave to her. He proposes her speak with the witnesses and piece together the scene. She thanks him. She receives the list and recognizes some of the people on it. Joss looks over, sees Felicia, and believes she knows where to begin. Joss asks Felicia about the stabbing, and Felicia says there is something about that day she can't recall, and she believes it is significant. Joss urges her to recollect everything to her right now, and Joss creates the scene for who is present. When the elevator dings, Felicia says, "The bell, that's it." She recalls Cyrus's bell ringing being interrupted when Dex was stabbed. Back to Michael's room, Jason offers Sasha a ride home because she is too emotional to drive. At the nurse's station, Carly and Sonny approach Portia and Isaiah to discuss Michael's alternatives, which include specific burn facilities. Willow appears and says it won't be necessary. She declares that she is Michael's wife, that she will make medical choices, and that the physicians should only consult her. Cyrus sneaks into Michael's room while wearing scrubs. He assures him that Michael's agony will soon be over, and God will bring him home. He prays over Michael before pulling out a needle and injecting his 4 bag. On the next General Hospital, Tracy gives Cody investment advice on Drew's payment. Laura assures Lulu that Dante did the right thing by going after her. Carly informs Willow that she does not want to go down this route. Nina begs Sonny not to waste valuable time on this fight. In Michael's chamber, Lucas inquires, "What if we get it wrong?" Isaiah says, Michael will die in either case. General Hospital spoilers, Willow stops Michael's burns treatment. Will she use medical proxy to restore Wiley and Amelia? According to General Hospital spoilers, the episode on Thursday, January 9th had a lot of turmoil. In the aftermath of Michael Corinthos' burning tragedy, it appeared that lawyers Diane Miller and Martin Gray had the same idea, strike while the iron was hot and submit paperwork for temporary custody of Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. Martin approached Willow Corinthos about the plan, and she thought the timing was bad. After all, how could she do this while Michael was struggling for his life? Willow believed that her top priority should be to ensure the well-being of her children's father before pursuing any custody approach. Nonetheless, because Michael was unconscious and in severe condition when Diane met Carly Spencer, she approved the plan. Much to Nina Reeves' surprise, Diane appeared at her apartment with the judge's orders to take the children. Harrison Chase was the police representative, and the Quartermaine nanny was also present. With that said, an interesting information came out previously on the January 9th episode about who owns Michael's medical proxy. Martin and Nina were both disappointed when Willow denied the interim custody request. However, the lawyer stated that he had a backup plan. Martin mentioned that Willow still possesses Michael's medical proxy, which might be used as a bargaining tool if things got messy in the custody battle for Wiley and Amelia. According to General Hospital previews on Friday, January 10th, Willow will be ready to take over. During Thursday's show, she was verbally ripped apart by Michael's sister Jocelyn Jacks after arriving at the hospital to get an update on Michael, and once she learns that Carly has taken the kids, she appears to be ready to play hardball. Willow will undoubtedly learn about her role as Michael's medical proxy either via a hospital staff member or Nina herself. As fans are aware, the character is on his way out, and it is likely that Michael will need to go to a treatment facility to ensure a full recovery. However, he will most likely require his medical proxy to approve this type of treatment, and he may not be able to make medical decisions for himself. Could Willow use this as a negotiating chip with Carly? Would Willow threaten to withhold life-saving care from Michael in order to reclaim her children? Willow may claim that she will not sign off on anything until Wiley and Amelia are returned to her custody or until Michael is back on his feet. According to General Hospital previews, Carly will face a difficult dilemma since if she hands over Wiley and Amelia, she may not see the kids again for a long time. But how can she allow her son to suffer and not seek the best treatment available right away? Here's how Eden McCoy's General Hospital grief reflects her real-life feelings. Although she would have liked not to, Eden McCoy was able to use her grief over her mother's passing to inform her most recent performances on the show. Life has been difficult for many General Hospital characters recently. First, Sam died from an apparent digitalis overdose. Dex died from the same cause after being treated for a non-fatal stabbing. Michael's future is now uncertain as he struggles to heal from severe burns caused by a bomb in Sonny's apartment. Jocelyn and Sam weren't particularly close. But Michael is her brother. Dex was her boyfriend, and the one-two gut blow she recently suffered has caused her a great deal of anguish. Eden McCoy, her real-world alter ego, discussed the connections between Joss' sadness and her own. McCoy took the opportunity to speak with Soap Opera Digest about shooting the sequences, which had an emotional impact on her. McCoy's real-life mother, Natasha, died in November 2023, and she utilized her employment to distract herself from her grief. But this storyline turn was kind of just looking me right in the eye. Given that they were filming on the anniversary of her mother's death, her true emotions grew raw. There were so many weird coincidences and back-to-back moments between my life and Jocelyn's life at the same time that I found extremely anxiety-ridden and overwhelming, she explained, adding that it was also really beautiful. The actress used her own grief to inform her performance as Jocelyn, particularly having to transition from Dex's death to Michael's harrowing situation. She couldn't escape the grief. McCoy also mentioned that she would go home after work, only to return to the studio the next day and relive Joss' grief. She went on to say that her job entails convincingly portraying many emotions. She eventually accepted that she would have to use her anguish over her mother's death to convey Jocelyn's sadness. So I was already in a mess emotionally, and I was being called into work to grieve. I thought, I can't get away from it on either side of my life. McCoy summarized the shooting as a very, very dark few weeks. It was a nightmare to film. I didn't enjoy it at all. McCoy, on the other hand, is a true warrior. And based on her recent outstanding performances, audiences can't tell where she begins and Jocelyn ends. Carly threatens Willow, Nina's desperate actions, Lucas is scared, and Michael dies. Tracy offers advice on General Hospital, Laura delivers a devastating blow to Lulu, and Nina tries to contact Sonny. Meanwhile, Michael is fighting for his life. The General Hospital spoilers for Monday, January 13, 2025 are here. In a preview clip, Carly Spencer begs Willow Tate Corinthos to reconsider. Next on General Hospital, Michael Corinthos has surgery, but what about Cyrus Renault's actions? Meanwhile, Nina Reeves attempts to perform damage control with Sonny Corinthos. According to Michael Corinthos' Fate GH teasers for Monday, January 13, Cyrus sneaked into Michael's hospital room. Cyrus disguised himself with scrubs and a medical mask and put digitalis into Michael's fore before requesting that the angels take Michael away. However, we know Michael survived his tragedy. In a sneak peek for Monday, Isaiah Gannon and Lucas Jones are in the operating room. Isaiah informs Lucas that if they are mistaken, Michael will die in either case. Carly Spencer begs over with Willow on GH, she flipped out after losing her children. Willow had already stated that she did not want to use Michael's sickness as pressure to get the children back. However, when a woman loses her children, typical reactions disappear. Willow running into Drew Kane Quartermain's arms, asking for aid, was a strange sight. Moving on, Carly begs Willow not to do it. Carly is actually pleading desperation, so Willow must threaten to use her position as Michael's medical proxy to get her children back. Nina Reeves damage control General Hospital spoilers for Monday, January 13. See Nina attempting to undertake damage control on Willow's behalf. Nina advises Sonny Corinthos not to waste valuable time on this fight. Will Sonny accept that he needs to settle down and concentrate only on Michael's recovery? Sonny and Nina negotiate, so it appears that he may agree. However, how can Carly and the others come to an agreement? General Hospital spoilers for Monday, January 13, 2025 include Tracy Quartermain giving Cody Bell some advice. Tracy informs Cody that if he invests, all of the money will be gone. Meanwhile, Laura Collins informs Lulu Spencer that Dante Falconeri did the correct thing. Which narrative are you most looking forward to witnessing on Monday, January 13, 2025? What are your predictions for Michael, Willow, Drew, Carly, and Sonny? What is the future for Nina, Isaiah, Lucas, and the other characters? Is Michael Cyrus's next victim going to General Hospital on January 10th? Cyrus focused his attention on his next victim. Tensions rise. Things have been strained at GH since Michael was admitted with burns. Carly and Drew argued in the chapel about who was most to blame for Michael's accident, while Joss continued to yell at Willow until Nina arrived to protect her darling daughter. Meanwhile, when Sasha learned about Michael, she went to GH to check on the father of her child. There, Jason consoled her, causing many viewers to wonder whether these two should end up together. As Michael lay sedated in the burn unit, his family's life took two unexpected turns. The first was Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest, or Willow, Drew, and Nina, who hatched a scheme to reclaim the kids. When Drew recommended Willow play the Michael's health proxy card, she appeared to notify Carly and Sonny that she would henceforth make all decisions about Michael's treatment. While they were all out in the hall and Jason was leaving to take Sasha home, someone not so unexpected was able to enter Michael's room. They removed their masks to reveal Cyrus, who told the anesthetized Michael that he would soon be at peace. That's when he took out a bottle of Digitalis from his pocket and injected it into Michael's bag. With Duel's departure coming, do you believe Michael will meet the same end as Dex and Sam? Please let us know in the comments. Lucy's deal with the devil. Everyone is on edge in today's General Hospital spoilers, except perhaps those who should be. Lucy gets closer to Sidwell, Ava gives Rick some advice, Martin is perplexed, Nina protects Willow from Jocelyn's insults, Carly's eyes are finally opened, Portia attempts to console Jason, and Sasha receives sad news. Lucy was captivated by Sidwell when she greeted him to Port Charles and his new home in Windmere. And now, as they eat at Bobby's, she wants to get to know the newcomer better. Naturally, the criminal is hesitant to open up to the beauty. What else should you know about me? He shrugs dismissively. While discussing the explosion at Sonny's penthouse, Ava recommends to Rick, you have to be able to use that to your advantage somehow. Will the attorney use the assassination attempt in their custody battle for Avery? In terms of custody disputes, Martin is working hard to ensure that Willow retains custody of Wiley and Amelia. What has that got to do with me? He asks someone, perplexed. As soon as Willow arrived at the hospital to meet Michael, Jocelyn intercepted her and ripped her apart for cheating on her husband with his uncle. When Nina arrives, she promptly interrupts the argument. Leave my daughter alone! She demands. But, will Jocelyn back down or pursue Nina as well? Drew tried to sympathize with Carly in the chapel, but he refused to talk to him any further, accusing him of only looking out for himself. And when he pointed out that Michael was in this life-or-death position because of her, that was definitely the final straw. Now I see you for who you really are, Carly says, disgusted. Jason, frustrated that he can't do anything to aid Michael, approaches Portia, who gives an idea. That is absolutely the best thing for him right now, she tells me. Sasha is startled when she learns about the explosion. Whatever happened to Michael? She asks. Michael on fire, and three more of the most disturbing General Hospital moments. These scenes are difficult to forget. Since the days of Luke and Laura, General Hospital has been known for its action-packed scenes, which can often be graphic. From a blazing fire to a deliberate drowning, these horrifying GH moments will never leave viewers' minds. Michael on Fire fans instantly commented on how scary it was to see Michael engulfed in flames after an explosive detonated in Sonny's penthouse on the January 6, 2025 show. Michael is a beloved character both on and off screen, and the episodes coincided with the horrific Los Angeles wildfires, so the scenes were so powerful that GH warned viewers before they aired. Christina's fall losing the baby she was carrying for Molly and TJ was difficult enough, but the way it happened surprised many. Christina was seen tumbling out a Metro Court window, but the sight of her plummeting baby bump first into the pool, drenched in blood, has stuck with most viewers since the August 2024 episode aired. Robin's suicide attempt after giving birth to Emma, the months that followed were extremely tough for the new mother. Despite having Patrick at her side to assist raise their daughter, Robin developed life-threatening postpartum depression. On April 3, 2009, it became too much to take, and Robin leaped into the harbor, her lifeless body floating in the water until Patrick discovered her and eventually saved her. Michael's prison assault in 2010, Michael was sentenced to prison for murdering Claudia in self-defense, which surprised both viewers and his family. The unfortunate sequence of events for Michael did not end there. As soon as he arrived in Pentonville, he was contacted by a man paid by Franco to sexually abuse him in order to hurt Jason. The scenes brutally featured the attacker moving in on a bent-over Michael and unzipping his pants, alluding to the jail assault that Michael eventually admitted to. Michael's family clashes, Trina and Kai get closer. Michael's accident is about to devastate Port Charles. General Hospital teasers for the week of January 13 to 17, 2025, depict a family in turmoil following Michael's tragic accident. Carly issues a warning in General Hospital spoiler highlights episode 15626, which aired on Monday, January 13, 2025. Tracy and Stella catch up. Kai and Trina share an intimate moment. Cody searches out Brad. Nina and Sonny reach a compromise. Episode 15627 air date, Tuesday, January 14, 2025. Lucky provides new information. Lulu makes a request to Tracy. Dante talks with Sonny. Nina blasts Drew. Jason communicates his idea to Carly. Episode 15628 aired on Wednesday, January 15, 2025. Anna questions a suspect. Tracy implores Jason. Carly seeks information from Brennan. Drew shuts down Alexis. Trina meets Emma. Carly and Tracy have it out in episode 15629, which airs on Thursday, January 16, 2025. Willow opens out to Chase. Nina confides in Ava. Kai impresses Trina. Cody and Dante explore their past. Episode 15630 aired on Friday, January 17, 2025. Jordan gives Drew the riot act. Lulu and Brooklyn clash. Willow makes a major decision. Tracy lands in hot water. Ava is on a mission. Cyrus sneaks into Michael's room and injects him with Digitalis, while Willow announces that she is taking over his care. Carly and Sonny band together. Alexis declines Rick's request to assist Ava, and Jack informs Joss about Dex's attack. In Jack's office, he informs Colette that the WSB may be partially responsible for the fire that hospitalized Michael. The weapon used resembles WSB hardware. The strike must have been intended for Sonny. He tells her to make this a top priority. They discuss Dex's attack, and he suggests they lay a trail of breadcrumbs to see if Joss can track them to the perpetrator. Felicia joins Sasha and her kid at Metro Court. She tells them how difficult her job is and informs them about Michael. Sasha quickly resolves to leave to see him. Maxie and her mother discuss how terrible this must be for Jason and Spinelli. Sasha's reaction appeared a little out of proportion. Felicia tells her daughter that grieving people usually regret not telling them how much they love them, so she expresses her love for her. Jason sits by Michael's side in General Hospital, telling him that his family is present. When Michael starts groaning, Portia asks Jason to leave. Portia emerges and informs him that Michael is in shock and severely sedated for pain. He will be deeply drugged for days. Sasha runs to GH and looks in on Michael. Jason informs her that they don't know whether he will recover. She explains that Michael has always been close to her. He is such a good man. Sonny prays on the roof for Morgan to help his brother. Gannon shows up. They discuss Michael's treatment plan, and the doctor tells him that he must also take care of himself. Sonny reminds him that love for his children can get him through anything. Drew informs Carly in the chapel that Michael is in the burn unit as a result of her involvement with Sonny. He reminds her of the many ways Sonny has mistreated Michael. Was everything she did to make that happen worthwhile? Drew knew she loved her kid, but whatever she did was based on what was best for him. It was about her. She lashes out at him for having sex with her daughter-in-law. She now sees him for who he is and believes he did her a favor by leaving her. He claims he's more happy away from her. After he goes, she prays. Sonny joins her. He updates her on Michael's condition and admits he has no idea how this transpired. She complains that Drew is blaming her, and he responds that Drew has no right to judge her. Sonny understands that he was expected to shield his son from this. This isn't the first time he's been threatened because of him. They debate their decisions, and he responds that you can't undo the past. They both believe that their children have never been a mistake. He promises they'll get through it as a family, and they all join hands. Joss follows Willow down the corridor, accusing her of having a habit of falling for whoever saves her. She will move on to the next one in a year. Willow swears that she loves Michael and is praying for him. Joss constantly lecturing her about being skeevy. Nina appears and orders her to leave her daughter alone. Joss claims they are liars who lie and stomp off. Willow thanks her mother for standing up for her, but Nina claims Joss is simply a bully. She advises her daughter to avoid Carly right now. She reveals that Carly sent Diane and a social worker to take the children. Drew comes in time to hear this. Willow rushes into his arms, declaring that he must assist her. They enter an office and chat about Carly exacting revenge on her through the children. Drew will call in favors, but she will most likely have to wait until next week to see the kids again. Nina informs her that they must immediately comply with the court ruling. Drew has another idea. He points out that she is Michael's healthcare proxy and has all the cards. She has complete control over his care and who has access to him. Willow is incapable of accomplishing this task. Drew points out that this is about Carly and not Michael. This could be her own incentive to retain her. Kids. She walks out and notices Michael's parents talking to Portia. She interrupts and declares that she will be the one to make all decisions regarding Michael's care. Joss runs meets Jack, who updates her on Dex's stabbing. He informs her he has the witness list and sends it to her, asking her to speak with them. She recognizes several of the names. She sees Felicia and approaches to question her. Felicia soon recalls Cyrus' presence and the bell that stopped ringing after Dex was stabbed. Jack eavesdrops. Cyrus disguises himself and goes into Michael's chamber, telling him he will be at peace. He administers the poison into his fore. Alexis isn't happy when she bumps into Rick at the grill. He's there to meet someone and goes to his table. He joins Ava, who tells him about mortgages. If her settlement is not resolved, she will be forced to sell one of her buildings. The lawyer claims she will only receive a penny of the estate if Alexis grants it to her. That is not likely. She reminds him that he is an excellent lawyer and encourages him to exploit his connection with Alexis. Across the room, Alexis meets Diane and discusses Michael's situation. Cyrus eavesdrops. Martin joins his brother, who informs him that he needs his assistance in getting him back into General Hospital. Diane interrupts, eager to discuss the custody dispute. Cyrus takes off. The lawyers discuss the situation, and she advises him to convince his client to compromise now. Rick walks over to join Alexis. He attempts to persuade her to give Ava the money because she is under emotional duress. Alexis is unconcerned, claiming that Ava will not receive any compensation. He is making her lose her appetite. Lucy brings Sidwell to Bobby's for a traditional Port Charles lunch. He informs her that she has contagious energy. When she mentions the Spencers, he adds he's confident they're nice people. She tells him about the local history as they eat together. She inquires as to what the citizens of Port Charles should know about their newest resident. He describes how his previous love used and abandoned him. He is tight-lipped about specifics but expresses gratitude for all of the information she has provided him. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.